All right, let's dive into something really cool. We're pulling back the curtain on the book Sleights of Mind. You know, a couple of neuroscientists actually teamed up with some of the world's greatest magicians to figure out their secrets. And what they found, well, it turns out it's not really about magic at all. It's about these weird, exploitable glitches that are hiding inside your very own brain. Let's get into it.
So, picture this. You're watching a magician. They take a coin, toss it up in the air, and poof, it's gone. Now, you know it's a trick, right? Your brain knows it's an illusion, but you're still sitting there completely stumped. And what's the first thing we all think? Wow, the hand is quicker than the eye. That's got to be it, right?
Well, what if I told you that's completely wrong? That's the huge secret at the heart of this book. That old saying, the hand is quicker than the eye, it's a total myth. The real secret to magic. It has absolutely nothing to do with how fast their hands are moving.
Here's the real deal. It's all about exploiting the glitches inside your own brain. That's the secret sauce. Magicians aren't trying to be faster than your eyes. They're basically hacking the code that runs your mind. They know all the bugs and the weird little blind spots in your mental software, probably better than you do, and they use that knowledge to build these incredible illusions.
Okay, so this brings us to the magician's real secret. And the key isn't on the stage at all. It's right between your ears.
And here's the crazy part, the paradox of it all. The very things that make your brain so amazing, the way it takes shortcuts, how it filters out all the unnecessary noise so you can function. Those are the exact same things that magicians use against you. Your brain's greatest strengths are also its biggest vulnerabilities.
So let's talk about these brain glitches. See, your brain isn't like a video camera recording every single detail perfectly. No way. It would be totally overwhelmed. Instead, it's more like a lazy but super efficient machine. It ignores stuff, it even makes stuff up, all to save energy. And that gap, the space between what's really happening and what your brain tells you is happening, that's where magic lives.
All right, so how do they do it? Well, this brings us to the game of your attention, because that's the main tool they use to get inside that gap.
You know, this isn't just some magician's theory. It's a real, scientifically proven glitch in our brains called inattentional blindness. And it's wild. It basically means that when you're really focused on one thing, you can become literally blind to something else that's happening right in front of you, even if it's huge and totally obvious.
Okay, the most famous example of this is the invisible gorilla experiment. People were told to watch a video and count how many times a team passes a basketball. Simple enough. But while they're counting, a person in a full-on gorilla suit walks right into the middle of the game, thumps their chest, and walks off. The crazy part? Over half the people who watch it never even see the gorilla. Let that sink in. Their eyes physically saw it, but their brain was so busy counting that it just deleted it. Magicians live for this stuff. So this is all about misdirection. And magicians have two main types in their toolbox. You've got overt misdirection, that's the obvious stuff, right? A loud bang, a big flashy gesture. But the real genius is in covert misdirection. This is so much more subtle. When a magician looks you in the eye and asks, "Is this your card?" they're sending your brain on an internal mission to search your memory. And in that tiny little moment while your mind is busy, their hands are doing the secret move and you are completely oblivious.
But it gets even deeper. Controlling your attention, that's just level 1. The real pros start hacking your reality itself.
Okay, check this out. Did you know that you have a literal blind spot in each of your eyes? It's where the optic nerve connects to your eyeball. But you don't walk around seeing two black holes in your vision, do you? Nope. Why? Because your brain just fills it in. It takes its best guess based on the surroundings and papers over the hole. This is proof positive that you're not just seeing the world, your brain is actively building your reality from moment to moment.
And magicians exploit this filling-in trick all the time. Take the classic vanishing ball illusion. The magician throws a ball up, catches it, throws it up again, catches it again. Your brain sees this and goes, okay, I get it. Hand goes up, ball goes up. It creates a pattern. But then, on the third throw, the magician just pretends to throw it. But because your brain is so locked into the pattern, you actually see the ball go up. For a split second, you see an imaginary ball created entirely by your own mind. Your brain created the magic trick.
Now you might be thinking, okay, but I'll remember what really happens. Well, about that. Your memory isn't a perfect recording. It's not like a file you pull out of a cabinet. Every time you remember something, your brain actually reconstructs it, kind of like telling a story. And that story can be edited. A simple suggestion from a magician after a trick can literally change your memory of what you just saw.
Okay,
This is where things get really important, and maybe a little scary, because these aren't just tricks for the stage. The exact same principles are being used on all of us every single day. Marketers are absolute masters of this stuff. Ever seen a super expensive watch in the store window? That's anchoring. They're making the watch next to it seem like a bargain. Or decision fatigue. Why is all the candy right at the checkout? Because after an hour of making choices, your brain is tired and way more likely to give in. And my favorite, the illusion of choice. A waiter doesn't ask, "Do you want dessert?" They ask, "Will it be the chocolate cake or the apple pie?" They've already made you assume you're getting dessert.
And you see these same techniques in politics all the time. A politician gets asked a tough question, and instead of answering, they use misdirection. They tell a powerful, emotional story that has nothing to do with the question. Or they'll create a false choice, framing a really complex issue as if there are only two options, their way or a terrible way. And then there's social proof, showing you images of huge, cheering crowds to make you feel like their ideas must be popular.
So, where does this leave us? The point isn't to make you cynical about everything. It's about becoming aware. Because once you understand how these tricks work, you can go from being just another person in the audience to becoming the magician of your own mind.
The key is knowing that you basically have two systems for thinking. You've got your automatic brain. It's fast, it's intuitive, it's your gut reaction, it runs on autopilot, and that is the target for magicians and marketers. Then you have your conscious brain. This one is slow, logical, and it takes real effort to use. This is your best line of defense.
So how do we fire up that defense system? Well, the book gives us 3 really practical steps. First, just slow down. When it's an important decision, don't get rushed. Give that slow, logical brain of yours a chance to catch up. Second, get to know your own biases. Just being aware of things like anchoring makes you way less likely to fall for them. And finally, think critically. When something feels a little off, hit the pause button and ask yourself, wait a minute, what's really going on here?
You know, at the end of the day, learning about all this isn't about ruining the fun of a magic show. It's about something way bigger. It's about gaining a whole new level of self-awareness. It's about taking the remote control of your mind back into your own hands.
And that really is the final, powerful question this whole book leaves you with. Who's in charge? Who is the director of your mind? Is it you or is it someone else? Now that you know how the tricks are done, you get to decide. You can stay in your seat as part of the audience, or you can be the one directing the show. The choice